Okay. So Jatin, you have a question over here that you have downloaded SAS 9.4 from torrent, but it contains 16 uncompressed folders. Okay. See, I'll tell you what you will have to do is basically, uh, you will have to unzip all the files, right? Like yesterday, I was showing you onto my machine as well. Just give me a okay. So like if you will, go to that the folder that I was showing you yesterday. Okay, I also had that similar number of zip files with me. Okay, you see these 16 zip folder files, right? Guys, can you all hear me? Okay, so what you have to do is just Mohsin, I think you also called me regarding the similar kind of the issue that you had, right? So what you have to do is basically, just unzip all the files, okay? And it will keep on asking you replace and all. So keep on doing the replacing all the things, right? Just unzip all the files one by one, and you will be left off with one SAS 9.4 folder like this, okay? And in this file, in this folder, you will find this setup extension file, setup.exe file, setup.exe file. Okay, if you will run this file, if you will run this setup.exe file, what will happen is the process of installation of SAS will start. Okay, it checks for certain of the prerequisites that there are certain .NET framework or all the other things should be installed. If in case you get an error over there that that these files are not available, so please make sure you stop it and first install that frameworks. Just Google search those frameworks. They are very small files. You will be able to find those files and you will be able to install those frameworks. Generally, most of the system have those frameworks pre-installed. It is very rare that any system will not be having that framework. Okay. And then it will start installing the SAS. Okay. So, I mean, if anyone can try this right now, what I can do is I can help you out by, if you can share your screen, I can guide and others can also follow on the same thing. Okay, because once you will start installing this SAS software, what will happen is there are a couple of options that we will not be requiring. Okay, like for example, we will not require, it will give you an option of all languages. Just uncheck the all languages, make sure you have only selected one language, that is English, and that will be by default. It doesn't make any sense to download Arabic, Chinese, Mandarin, all those languages, into the SAS. It will unnecessarily increase the time of installation for you. Okay, and there will be lot of softwares that it will be showing you. Like yesterday I was showing you a complete list of different products of the SAS. So it will show you what all products do you want to download. Make sure that base SAS is checked over there, just the base SAS. Okay, if that will be installed, you will be ready to go, and all the things, you just keep on clicking on next and next and next, and you will be able to install your software. Okay, in case you get an error that the SAS is not installing, the reason would be probable only this, that you will have to backdate your system, right? Like now in my case also, I will be backdating my system in order to launch the SAS. Okay, so I am just setting it off. I change the time to which that SAS can be launched. So it was 2014. I'll go into back month of February and change it, and I launch the SAS over here. Okay. Right, all of you, are you getting the points now? Surya, okay. कल किसी ने लिंक शेयर किया था ना यहाँ पे, I don't remember. Can you please share that link one more time? Thanks, Mohsin. So you have shared this pirate link over here. Hello?
Hello.
I'm not able to hear you. Sorry. Your audible, but voice is very low. Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, great. So I just wanted to know, like, I have downloaded this from the torrent and like everything is okay, but I'm unable to run that app because I have that zip file, and in that I have 16 parts, 16 sub files.
Zipped files,
so
huh? Yeah, you will be.
Right.
So just unzip those files. Unzip all the
Okay.
files over there. Even in fact, you will unzip the first file also, that will also work. But still, to be on the
Okay.
safer side, unzip all the 16 files one by one. Okay, it will
Okay.
keep on asking, like when you will unzip the first file, you will get a folder like this. Okay, let me show you. I was just explaining that part only, just right.
Yeah, just because my laptop was not working, so I joined it late. I'm so sorry for
No
that.
problem. No problem. Okay, so this is how these 16 files
Yeah,
would be there on your machine,
exactly.
right?
Right.
So, but you will not be having this folder right now. This folder won't be
Right.
there on your machine. So once you will unzip this first file, okay, then you will just click
Okay.
on extract here,
Extra.
click on
Right.
extract here, and
Hmm.
files will be extracted, and right away you will get one folder SAS 9.4 on your machine.
Okay.
Okay. Then similarly, unzip the second file, extract here, just do extract here. It will ask for
Hmm.
replace of certain files. Just check yes, replace all. Do that. Similarly, do it
Okay.
for all the 16 files.
Oh,
And once
okay.
you will be finally done, open this folder, okay,
Okay.
and click on this setup.exe.
Setup it.
And this is
Okay.
the
Okay.
setup file.
Okay. And that way it
Okay.
will be installed.
Yeah. And then you will be able
Yeah.
to install it. If in the meantime, in the background, if you would like to keep it, try to install it, you can try it out. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And
Fine.
definitely, I'll also go slow because, like I understand you don't have the
Right. Right.
softwares right
Right.
now. I'll keep the
Okay.
stuff very slow so that you can all understand it and you do not miss out on anything.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thanks a
So
lot.
Surya sir, I mean, बैन तो है सर ये टॉरेंट इंडिया में, बट चल रहा है किसी तरीके से प्रॉक्सी की हेल्प की वजह से. सो जब तक चल रहा है तो यू कैन टेक लेवरेज ऑफ इट, डाउनलोड कर लो तब तक आप इस चीज को. ओके, अगर इफ यू फील अनसेफ, यू थिंक दैट देयर इज अ ट्रबल, यू कैन डाउनलोड द यूनिवर्सिटी एडिशन, राइट? इफ यू फील दैट यू वुड लाइक टू यूज द यूनिवर्सिटी एडिशन, तो मैंने आपको यस्टरडे शोन यू कि आप कैसे उसको इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो. यू विल हैव टू इंस्टॉल अ वर्चुअल मशीन एंड इन दैट द SAS will be installed. Okay, so I have this SAS opened up.
Sir, just one thing.
Yes, Mohsin.
The torrent version and the university version. I'm sorry, I had to leave early yesterday actually.
Okay. So, I mean, you want me to repeat, show you that how the university edition, from where to download it?
No. I have seen that. I just want to know that what is the difference between these two basically.
Interface is different. Interface you will find different over there. So this is the main software interface. University edition has a little bit of a different interface, and you will again have to keep on placing the files onto that virtual machine in order to make the connections and load the data sets and all. So it becomes a little hectic process, and the interface is a little different. Functionalities wise, everything is available on the university edition also. बस
So
थोड़ा look and feel आपका different हो जाता है, बाकी सब चीजें same रहती
है. Okay, so basically this torrent version is better for.
हाँ, because इसमें क्या होगा ना, if you go for
In a way, the
interview
torrent
process
version is better for us.
हाँ, so if you will go for any of the interview process, अगर उन्होंने आपको सामने SAS खोल कर दे दिया कि हमें कोड लिख कर दो ये वाला, right? So you will not be like jumbled up कि यार ये क्या interface दे दिया मेरे को. Getting it? So that is the reason that I want you all to actually work on that standard industry edition.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now what we will be doing over here is so what are the three windows that we have? So let us just quickly brush up the things that we did yesterday. Okay, so this is how this SAS looks like when you open it up first. So आपको क्या basically क्या कहते हैं, what are the three windows that we have? So you can unmute and you can speak, right? It's not necessary कि आपको basically type ही करना है. I can understand that type करना is a little tedious task as compared to be interactive on the session.
One window is output, the other is log, and the third one where we can like those codes one.
Right. So that is called as the editor window, right? So जब आप पहली बार अपना SAS launch करोगे, right? The first time when you will launch the SAS, these are तो by default आपको दिख रही है अभी log window और output window. If you do not see that window of the program editor, okay? So what you will be doing over here is you will click on the view. Okay, you will click on the view and you will click on program editor. तो आपकी वो editor window भी आपकी यहाँ पर आ जाएगी, right? Now this editor window is the window where you actually write your codes, जहाँ पे आप अपनी पूरी SAS की coding करते हो, ठीक है? Now what we understood yesterday was basically, let me just open up this notepad. You know, I find it more convenient over there rather than using the slides and all. Okay, so we understood that there are basically two main steps in the SaaS. One is data step, and another that we have is your proc step. Okay, अब डेटा स्टेप में हम क्या करते हैं, डेटा प्रिपरेशन करते हैं, राइट? जो भी आपका डेटा, अगर आपको डेटा इंपोर्ट करना है, आपको नए कॉलम्स ऐड करने हैं या फिर कुछ डिलीट करना है, सो दैट डेटा प्रोसेसिंग का टास्क जितना भी होगा आपका, वो सारा का सारा आपका डेटा स्टेप में होता है, राइट? सो दैट इज फर्स्ट स्टेप. And the another thing is that is the proc step. What is proc step? Proc step means जितने भी आप प्रोसीजर्स रन करोगे, कोई भी आपको प्रोसेसिंग करनी है डेटा के ऊपर, राइट? यू वांट टू सी द you want to see the mean values, या फिर आपको frequency count देखना है, या फिर आपको कोई चार्ट क्रिएट करना है, तो that is something you are doing some, you know, you are doing some processing on the data. So that is done with the help of a proc step. Proc stands for procedures. So SaaS comes with lot of procedures pre-installed and pre-built. इसके अंदर कोई ऐसा concept नहीं होता है जैसा आपका R में होता है कि you install a package and then you start using that package. No, you do not have a concept like that. Everything is preloaded. You just have to define the right procedure and you can do its functionality. Okay, so that are the two things. Then what we understood was like SaaS is something जो आपकी हार्ड ड्राइव पे प्रोसेसिंग करता है, आपके डेटा सेट्स को, जो भी आप डेटा सेट्स क्रिएट करते हो उनको अपने एक फॉर्मेट में सेव करता है, राइट? ऐसा नहीं है कि वो आपके SaaS के एनवायरनमेंट में कहीं पे सेव हो रहे हैं फिर आप उसको फाइनली किसी अलग एक एक्सेल में या फिर CSV में या फिर किसी डेटाबेस में जाके स्टोर कर रहे हैं, राइट? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट जर्नी. तो डेटा आपका जब SaaS में प्रोसेसिंग हो रही है तो वो एक्चुअली that data becomes a SaaS data set. So the terminology that we use for that is the SaaS data set. Got it? What is the extension of SaaS data set? That is SaaS 7 BDAT. Okay, जैसे आपके पास एक्सटेंशन एक्सेल का एक्सटेंशन होता है .xlsx, वैसे ही SaaS का कोई जो डेटा सेट होगा अगर आपने उसको सेव किया होगा तो उसका एक्सटेंशन होता है SaaS 7 BDAT. So that is how this works. .SaaS 7 BDAT. Then we understood the concept of libraries. What are libraries?
It is the connection between the SaaS datasets and a SaaS interface.
Correct. It is a connection जहाँ पे आप बताते हो SaaS को कि डेटा सेट कहाँ पे रखे हुए हैं ताकि जो SaaS का सॉफ्टवेयर है वो उन डेटा सेट्स को एक्सेस कर सके, right? Like you create a working directory in the R or in the Python and all, so you can tell कि कहाँ पे मेरी files रखी हुई हैं. So that is the reason you have to create the libraries. What are the two different type of libraries that we have?
Temporary and permanent.
Right, Saurabh. So we have temporary and permanent. Sameer, you are right. So what's the difference between temporary and what's the difference between the permanent?
So temporary is a kind of volatile memory where things don't last when we suddenly close up our working window. But in case of permanent, we can have our things stored there for a long time.
Right. See it. So I mean, in context, you are correct. जो आपने बोला है context आपका ठीक था, बस एक word जो आपने use किया that is wrong. It is not a memory. Okay, it's not a volatile memory. It's a volatile connection. Okay, क्योंकि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, लाइब्रेरी से कनेक्शन डिफाइन कर रहे हैं कि मेरे फोल्डर इस पाथ पे पड़े हुए हैं. ओके, सो इन द टेम्पररी व्हाट हैपन इज जैसे ही मैंने अपना SaaS बंद किया वो कनेक्शन ब्रेक हो जाएगा. सो SaaS विल नाउ नॉट नो कि वो मैं किस फोल्डर से कनेक्टेड था जहां पे SaaS के डेटा सेट्स रखे हुए थे. बट इन द केस ऑफ परमानेंट व्हाट हैपन इज that connection stays even if you close the SaaS session. जब आप उसको नेक्स्ट टाइम खोलोगे तो आपको वो कनेक्शन जो होगा वो आपको वहीं पे क्रिएटेड मिलेगा. लाइक yesterday we created a permanent library DSP55, right? If you remember हमने कल दो लाइब्रेरीज बनाई थी, एक DSP54 और एक DSP55, right? अब DSP55 was the permanent one in the Explorer window, right? You would have seen this. ये हमारी अब मैंने दोबारा से सेशन खोला so I can see that library, but DSP54 वाला कनेक्शन ब्रेक हो चुका है. Okay, and please do not get confused क्योंकि देखो इसका जो पाथ है ना ये सिर्फ आपकी हार्ड ड्राइव पर है कि हार्ड ड्राइव पे वो आपके फोल्डर्स कहाँ पे रखे हुए हैं. इट इज जस्ट दैट पाथ वेयर दोस फाइल्स आर केप्ट, राइट? इट इज नथिंग मोर देन दैट. ये आपको मैंने सिर्फ ये पाथ डाला हुआ था, उसका ये पाथ था. अगर मैं यहाँ पे कोई डिलीट कर देता हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरे पास यहाँ पे कोई SaaS का डेटा सेट रखा हुआ है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट। अब जैसे यहाँ पे ये SAS के डेटा सेट्स रखे हुए हैं, अगर मैं यहाँ से किसी SAS के डेटा सेट को डिलीट कर दूंगा ना, तो इस लाइब्रेरी में, इस SAS की लाइब्रेरी में वो डेटा सेट यहाँ से मुझे विजिबल नहीं होगा। इट इज जस्ट अ इमेज। ये वहां से उन सारे SAS के डेटा सेट्स को रेफर कर रहा है, जहां से आप देख सकते हो कि हाँ ये वाला डेटा सेट उस फोल्डर पे पड़ा हुआ है। अगर मैं जाता हूँ उस फोल्डर के ऊपर, तो आपको दिखेगा यहाँ पे एयरलाइन नाम से डेटा सेट रखा होगा। लेट मी गो बैक, यू कैन सी airline.sas7b.dat, और ये SAS का डेटा सेट है, right? You can see that being populated, it is visible in this window of the Explorer window of the SAS over here. Okay, how do we create the libraries? What was the command for creating a library? That was, मैं थोड़ा font बढ़ा देता हूँ इसका, so that you can all see it. Right, so Gaurav, right, Sumit, so that was the lib name, that was the command. I say lib name. फिर आप क्या करते हो, अपनी लाइब्रेरी का नाम देते हो, किस नाम से आपको लाइब्रेरी बनानी है, that is hello. Now there are certain rules in terms of defining the name of the library also. Okay, you have to take care of that. आपकी लाइब्रेरी का जो नाम होता है, basically it cannot be more than of 8 characters. That is a limitation that you have. Okay, और अगर आपको अपने SAS के अंदर कुछ कमेंट्स डालने हैं, so कमेंट्स हम डालते हैं जनरली ऐसे, you will put a /, you will put a star, and you will say I am a comment. Okay, write something like this. So this is how you comment, write your comments in the essays. Then you close it with a star and /, right? It turns green. ये green हो गया, that means this is a comment now. आप R वगैरह में hash डालते हो, जिसकी वजह से आप comment डालते हो. This is how you put the comment over here in the SAS. Okay. Now, library का नाम cannot be more than 8 characters. Secondly, आपके जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, राइट, आप जब डेटा सेट का कोई नाम डिफाइन करते हो, जैसे ये यहाँ पे डेटा सेट का नाम है, राइट, या फिर लाइब्रेरी का नाम है, इट शुड ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विद अ अल्फाबेट और एन अंडरस्कोर. इट कैन नॉट स्टार्ट विद अ नंबर. आपका कोई भी लाइब्रेरी का नाम या फिर डेटा सेट जो होते हैं वो नंबर से स्टार्ट नहीं होते. दे शुड ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विद अ कैरेक्टर. दीज आर सम ग्राउंड रूल्स फॉर सेटिंग अप द नेम्स ऑफ योर लाइब्रेरी. गॉट इट? So what are the 2 type of data types that SAS has? SAS works only with 2 type of data types. एक होता है आपका numeric और दूसरा होता है character. How is the date saved in the SAS? SAS date को कैसे सेव करता है? In the form of numeric, right? And what is the zero date? मतलब zero base date कौन सी है SAS में? That is 1st Jan 1960, right? That is the base date that you have in your SAS. तो उसके accordingly उसके आगे वो अपने आपके डेटा सेट्स को ऐड ऑन करता रहता है in the terms of numbering. Okay, so now let us get started. So हमने कल सिर्फ एक बहुत बेसिक सा प्रोसीजर पढ़ा था, जिसमें हम सिर्फ ये देख रहे थे कि डेटा को प्रिंट कैसे कराना है, right? We were learning about the proc print in the yesterday's session. So I'll say proc print. See, what is a proc? That stands for procedure. So जैसे ही proc दिखता है SAS को लिखा हुआ, it will understand कि यहाँ से मेरा कोड स्टार्ट हो रहा है. I will write proc print data equals to. तो how do I give the data set name? आपको वो 2 पार्ट में देना होता है, राइट? पहले आपका आता है लाइब्रेरी का नाम और फिर आता है आपका फाइल का नाम. एग्जैक्टली आगे थी, सो लाइक लाइब्रेरी नेम एंड देन, तो मेरी लाइब्रेरी का नाम है DSP55 डॉट, और मैं डेटा सेट यूज करना चाहता हूँ. से फॉर एग्जांपल आई वुड लाइक टू यूज माय डेटा सेट एज एम्प्लॉइज. ठीक है, सो आई गिव दैट नेम. SAS इज कंप्लीटली केस इनसेंसिटिव. अब जैसे मर्जी लिख सकते हो उसको, employees, and every statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, and then you have to also write run in the last. अगर आपने run नहीं लिखा तो आपका जो SAS है वो आपका एक infinite loop में चला जाएगा. It will keep on looking out for that run statement. आपके पास कोई आउटपुट भी नहीं आएगा. And how will you identify कि आपका SAS का कोड एक infinite loop में चला गया? Let me show you. See, देखो मैं इतने ही पार्ट को रन कर रहा हूँ, मैंने रन स्टेटमेंट को नहीं लिया है साथ में. I'll run it. ठीक है, you can now see मेरे पास कोई आउटपुट नहीं आ रहा है, बट यू कैन सी इन दिस प्रोग्राम एडिटर proc print रनिंग. एक छोटी सी लाइन थी, अगर बहुत बड़ा डेटा होता तो मेरे समझ में भी आता है कि हाँ ये टाइम लेगा थोड़ा सा डेटा देने में, इट विल कीप ऑन रनिंग. बट नाउ बिकॉज आई हैव नॉट गिवन एनी रन कमांड, इट डजंट नो दिस स्टेप बाउंड्री. आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द स्टेप बाउंड्री. स्टेप बाउंड्री मींस वेयर द SAS नोस कि अब मेरा कोड खत्म हो गया. सो रन इज लाइक अ स्टेप बाउंड्री फ्रॉम वेयर इट अंडरस्टैंड्स कि मेरा कोड अब खत्म हो गया. बट अब उसको रन कमांड तो दी नहीं है मैंने, तो अब ये proc print चले जा रहा है. So you have to forcefully stop this code. You have to forcefully stop this code. And how do you do that? यहाँ पे टॉप में आपको एक ब्रेक का ऑप्शन मिलता है, ब्रेक कमांड. You click on this break and you will say cancel the submitted statements. So yes, I want to cancel the submitted statements. Now you see वो running चला गया, मेरी statement जो थी that has been stopped now. Now if I'll run it with this, now it will give me the output. And I can see this output over here of the prompt. Got it? Okay. Now I'll be just showing you a glimpse of one more data set that we will be exploring over here, and that is proc contents. Okay. This is basically your procedure. You know, you can assume it like this is your जैसे आपने R में अपना function use किया होगा ना, जैसे for example this str. Have you all used that function str in the R? str का क्या use होता है? What is the purpose of str function? किस लिए use करते हैं हम लोग? See, I'm trying to give you that, you know, the connection between, क्योंकि देखो जितने भी tools हैं, चाहे आपका R है, चाहे Python है, SAS है, SPSS है, they all are similar tools, right? It is just that coding थोड़ी बहुत इधर उधर change हो जाती है, but ultimately purpose सारे software का same ही रहता है, right? It gives you the structure of the data. Convert to string? नहीं समीर, string में नहीं convert करता है, वो आपका structure of data बताता है. जो आपका data frame होता है, वो आपको उसके structure के बारे में बताता है, right? कितनी rows हैं, कितने columns हैं, हर data type को बताता है कि क्या data type है उसका, right? So the same is the task of procedure of this proc contents over here. If I'll say proc contents data equals to, ठीक है, DSP dot employees, and I'll run it. ठीक है, let us see the output. अब मैं इसको run करता हूँ यहाँ पे. See, in the meantime, you know, I will request all of you कि at least ये मैं आपके साथ कोड भी शेयर कर दूंगा आज, ठीक है? I will share this code also, but अपने भी थोड़े से notes बना लेना, ताकि जब आप over the week आपके पास time होगा ना, जब आपका SAS install हो जाएगा, so you can at least practice those things, right? So please थोड़े से notes please बना लेना अपने साथ में. Making notes is always a good habit, because उससे आप अपने तरीके से ध्यान में रख सकते हो चीजों को कि क्या आपने सीखा था उस सेशन में. So let us run this command.
I have a doubt.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah. So while installing the software, like as you said, it's a very heavy software. I've already downloaded it. It's in my D drive. So while installing
Okay.
it, should I prefer to install it in the C drive or D drive? Like the application would also be evenly heavy, right?
हाँ, और आपकी स्पेस तो वो लेगा उस पे. It will take around, I guess, around 8 to 10 GB. इतनी स्पेस वो ले लेगा आपका. मैं आपको चेक करके बताऊँ कितना ले
Application,
रहा है.
right? Application, ना?
भी लेगा. Exactly मेरे को भी स्पेस नहीं पता है. So let me just add on more applications. एक बार फटाफट से चेक कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि over here I'll be able to find it. Just go. कुछ मेमोरी दिखाता है ना यहाँ पर, ये इसका साइज वगैरह दिखाता है ना, दिखाने लगे, because it so shows that size as well. Install किया हुआ है. I mean, I thought ये यहाँ पे size भी दिखाता है at least, but I'm not sure कि ये दिखा नहीं रहा है. Any idea कहाँ पे और हम देख सकते हैं if anyone has that knack? Yeah, right. C drive. Let's go over there. Program files. यहाँ पे मिलेगा SAS का software. SAS. ये होगा SAS home, right? This is the one that I feel is that software. SAS ODS and all सारा install हो रखा है यहीं पे SAS का home. Properties. चलो चलता रहेगा, उतने में हम चेक कर लेते हैं, ठीक है, जितने में थोड़ी देर में दिख जाएगा ये। इन द मीन टाइम वी कैन कम ओवर हियर. ओके, सो ओवर हियर इफ यू सी, I didn't have got any error, right? So if I'll go back to my log, I can check that out कि क्या problem हुई है. So it gives me an error, libref DSP is not assigned. That means मेरी library में कुछ problem है, right? So I have written DSP, जबकि library का नाम क्या था, DSP 55. So that was the problem that happened. So let us write again. So output is generated. अब देखो बिल्कुल मतलब स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा डिफरेंट होगा, बट idea behind that output will be the similar. So ये आपका data set का नाम है that you have used. It is giving you the information that when was this data set created, कब ये last modify हुआ था. Okay, then you can see कि basically size and all, कितनी observations हैं इसमें. We have 81 observations, right? Then you can see all the variables कि कौन से variables हैं इस data set में, और उस variable का क्या type है, क्या data type है उस variable का. Character, city is character, this is character, this is character, this is character, this higher date, अब ये date का field है, ये numeric है, right? And this is also numeric, the salary that was a numeric. और उसके ऊपर कुछ चीजें लगी हुई हैं, format और informat. ये मैं आपको अभी थोड़ी देर में बताऊंगा कि ये format और informat क्या है. Okay, I'll tell you this, what these formats and informats are. These are not rocket science. These are just how that data should be showcased when you print that output. जैसे आपको output में आपके लगा हुआ था ना, डॉलर्स वगैरह लिखे हुए आ रहे हैं, इसको फॉर्मेटिंग बोलते हैं कि आपका आउटपुट किस फॉर्मेट में दिखना चाहिए. रेदर देन शोइंग द नंबर्स इन द प्लेन फॉर्मेट की 41,000 लिखा हुआ रहा है, उसको करेंसी की फॉर्मेट में दिखा. दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इट इज. ये आप 7 GB की स्पेस लेगा. व्हेन यू आस्क दिस, राइट, दिस इज द स्पेस दैट इट इज टेकिंग. Okay, Madan? Right. So now we'll come back to this. So this is proc contents. Okay, now this is the result viewer window. अगर आप यहाँ पर क्या करते हो ना, अगर आप यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉइज को हटाकर डॉट अंडरस्कोर ऑल अंडरस्कोर लिख देते हो यहाँ पे, ठीक है. मैंने क्या किया, सेम प्रोसीजर है, दिस इज द सेम प्रोसीजर, बस मैंने डेटा सेट का नाम नहीं लिखा, मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया अंडरस्कोर ऑल अंडरस्कोर. ये क्या करेगा कोड में, व्हाट दिस विल डू इज दिस विल एक्चुअली प्रिंट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ ऑल द डेटा सेट्स इन योर लाइब्रेरी. अब आपकी लाइब्रेरी में जितने भी डेटा सेट्स हैं इस DSP 55 में, उन सारे डेटा सेट्स का आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर का इंफॉर्मेशन दे देगा कि वो डेटा सेट कब क्रिएट हुआ था और उसमें क्या क्या वेरिएबल्स हैं, राइट. बट इफ यू राइट समथिंग ओवर हियर, आफ्टर दिस यू राइट नो DS. No DS means no description. Okay, no DS stands for no description. If you run this, it will not give you the complete details. It will just give you the name of the data sets that you have in that. Let me run this. Okay, अब देखो उस लाइब्रेरी के अंदर मेरे जितने भी डेटा सेट्स हैं, I can see the complete name. ये मेरी पूरी लाइब्रेरी में 96 डेटा सेट्स रखे हुए हैं. I can see these are all data sets. वो कब क्रिएट हुए थे, right? And उनका फाइल साइज कितना है. That is the complete information that I can see for that library. Making sense to all of you what I have done?
Sir, can you please repeat once again?
Yeah, sure. See, what I did was, first of all, I did this proc contents, right? Proc contents is used to see the contents of that data set. कि एक particular data set में कितने columns हैं और उस हर column का क्या data type है, right? That is what the intent of using proc contents is. Now, if you write, पहले तो मैंने क्या किया था, एक डेटा सेट का नाम दिया था यहाँ पे, that was employees. Okay, तो इसने मुझे सारी इस डेटा सेट की इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी. But if instead of writing employees, what I do is I write underscore all underscore all underscore. What this will do is, जो इंफॉर्मेशन आपकी ये उसने एक डेटा सेट की दी थी ना, ये वाली जैसे आप देख रहे हो एम्प्लॉइज की, ये सिर्फ एम्प्लॉइज डेटा सेट की इंफॉर्मेशन है यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक कि ये सारे वेरिएबल्स हैं और ये सारी उसमें इंफॉर्मेशन है. इफ आई रन दिस कमांड राइट नाउ ऑल वाली, तो ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मुझे हर डेटा सेट के लिए दे देगा. जितने भी डेटा सेट्स मैंने यहाँ पे इस लाइब्रेरी में रखे हुए हैं, हर डेटा सेट की मुझे पूरी डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंफॉर्मेशन दे देगा कि उसमें कितने कॉलम्स हैं और हर कॉलम का क्या डेटा टाइप है. एंड इफ आई जस्ट कॉपी दिस कोड एंड आई राइट इट लाइक दिस, इसके आगे मैं एक ऑप्शन डाल देता हूँ. जो भी कमेंट हम यहाँ पे डालते हैं प्रॉप कंटेंट पहली लाइन में इसके आगे कुछ लिखते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं ऑप्शंस. इफ आई राइट नो DS स्टैंड्स फॉर नो डिस्क्रिप्शन, तो उस केस में ये सिर्फ आपको डेटा सेट्स के नाम देगा पूरी कंप्लीट डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं देगा. लाइक यू सी, ये डेटा सेट का नाम है, कब क्रिएट हुआ है, दैट्स इट, नॉट एनी मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन बियॉन्ड दैट. जैसे एयरलाइन डेटा सेट है आपके पास, एयरलाइन यू कैन सी इट, ऑल गोल्स यू कैन सी. तो अगर आपको काइंड ऑफ अगर आपको पूरी लिस्ट फेच करनी है कि कौन से डेटा सेट्स आपने क्रिएट कर रखे हैं, तो यू कैन रन दिस कमांड एंड यू कैन फेच दोस डेटा सेट्स राइट अवे. गॉट इट? Now there was something that I was talking about, the step boundary. Okay. Now what is a step boundary? Step boundary in the SAS means the step where SAS understands the code has ended. That not codes, the code, right? So when SAS code से खत्म कर दिया. So step where SAS understands that code has ended. Okay. So what are the different step boundaries that I have? एक तो होती है run, ठीक है, जो भी हमने देखा कि अगर आपने run नहीं डाला तो SAS आपका कहाँ चला जाता है? Infinite loop में चला जाता है. You have to stop, break it. Similarly, proc is also one of the step boundary, and data is also one of the step boundary, and quit is one of the step boundaries. So चार type के आपके पास step boundaries होते हैं. Now I'll explain you what this proc and how this proc and data, why I am referring to them as the step boundary. देखो अब suppose करो मैंने ये 3 कोड रन करने थे, ठीक है, मेरे को ये 3 कोड एक साथ रन करने थे. ओके, सो अगर मैं यहाँ पे रन नहीं डालता हूँ और यहाँ पर भी रन नहीं डालता हूँ, ठीक है, सिर्फ लास्ट में मैंने एक रन रखा हुआ है. I have just kept the run in one last line over here. So what will happen is SAS पहले इस लाइन को एग्जीक्यूट करेगा, राइट, देन इट विल कम टू द सेकंड लाइन. अब यहाँ पर इसको proc लिखा हुआ मिला, तो यहाँ पर SAS समझ जाएगा कि पिछला कोड जो है वो एंड हो चुका है, क्योंकि proc का मतलब है यहाँ से अब नया कोड स्टार्ट हो रहा है. तो ये आपको एरर नहीं देगा. इट विल अंडरस्टैंड कि पहला proc कंटेंट्स, उसका आउटपुट आपको जनरेट करना है, यहाँ से दूसरा प्रोसीजर स्टार्ट हो रहा है, फिर उसके बाद दोबारा इसको रन नहीं मिला, तीसरा प्रॉक मिल गया, तो यहाँ पे वो फिर से समझ जाएगा SAS कि दैट ओवर हियर द प्रीवियस कोड हैज एंडेड, नाउ इट हैज टू रन द थर्ड कोड, और फाइनली इस थर्ड कोड को एंड करने के लिए मैंने रन लिख दिया यहाँ पे. सो नाउ इट अंडरस्टैंड्स कि मेरे तीनों के तीनों कोड एग्जीक्यूट हो चुके हैं, राइट. अगर आपने रन नहीं लिखा यहाँ पे तो पहले 2 कोड तो एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएंगे, पर तीसरे वाला जो है वो आपका इनफाइनाइट लूप में चला जाएगा, क्योंकि उसको कुछ एंडिंग नहीं मिलेगी उसकी, राइट. So Saurabh, you have a question. Do we have any header active right now? हाँ, header मतलब title. You mean title by that? See, by default क्या होता है, आपका एक title active होता है by default. That is the SAS system. देखो अभी मैंने, अगर आपने देखा हो जो मैंने आउटपुट जनरेट किया था, उसमें ऊपर ही the SAS system लिखा हुआ आ रहा है. ये डिफॉल्ट एक क्या कहते हैं वो है आपका एक हेडर जो by default आपका आता है. Till the time you will not overwrite it. This is the default title that you will get for any of the output, the SAS system. And yesterday we saw how you can actually put your own titles as well, right? आपने जो भी proc print का प्रोसीजर लिखा है आपने अपना, आप उसके अंदर अपनी उस कमांड को डाल सकते हो, टाइटल को. Okay, so let us start exploring this proc print in a little more detail now. I will say proc print.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So in the example that you just now took, where you were showing 3 proc statements, and
Right.
you had a run in the last statement, right?
Right.
Right. If you had not written the run, you said that the first 2 will get executed and the third one will not get executed. It will get into an infinite loop.
Right.
My question was that would the commands of the first 2 will still be accessible by other part of the program?
Yes, they will be.
They will be. So
yeah,
it's only the third program which is an infinite loop, but the commands of first 2 will still be accessible if I'm using some other features of that.
Right. So if there were some outputs that were related to those programs, so they will be visible to you and you will be able to access them.
Okay. Fair enough.
And plus, you know what also SAS does is, in the results window, देखो यहाँ पे आपके explorer window में यहाँ पे 2 टैब आते हैं, एक explorer और एक results. Explorer is basically where you can see all your data sets and library, and result is a window जहां पर आप जितने भी आपने historical results आपने क्या कहते हैं execute किए होंगे ना, वो सारे आपको आउटपुट यहाँ पे दिखाता रहता है. देखो अभी तक हमने सिर्फ 3 कोड्स रन किए हैं, so I can see
Right.
all their output. किसी पे भी क्लिक करोगे you can see that output over there. अब उस पे जाओगे तो you can see that output from there, right? और आपको इस विंडो को क्लियर करना है तो you can just press Control E, तो ये आपके सारे आउटपुट्स को क्लियर कर देगा. तो आप देखो तो आपकी SaaS की जो रिजल्ट विंडो थी वो पूरी वो मतलब क्लियर हो गई है. It is cleaned now. But it maintains that list of all the history of all the results that you would have executed.
Okay, irrespective of the command being executed completely or partially.
नहीं, अगर वो पार्शियली हुई होगी तो उसका कोई रिजल्ट ही नहीं आएगा, राइट? यू विल हैव टू फोर्सफुली ब्रेक इट, तो उसका कोई रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा, तो फिर उसका रिजल्ट कोई विजिबल भी नहीं होगा यहाँ पे.
अच्छा, okay, I got it.
Okay, so coming back to that proc print, so I'll just okay, let us start with this now, proc print. So today we will do this proc print a little bit in a detail. So proc print data equals to, we will use tsp55.crew. Okay, this is the data set that we will be using for now. And now in this, what I will do is I'll put over here something, we will be using a where clause. Okay, now by default जब आप अपना proc print run करते हो, by default when you execute your proc print command, what happens over there is it gives you the complete data in the output. Okay, now for example my requirement is, say suppose let me go back to that data set, I'll open it up. So I'm opening up the raw data set. If you see, I have a data of a number of the crew members around 60, 68, 69. I want to see the data of only those crew members whose salary was more than, say suppose 35,000 or maybe 40,000. I want to see the data of only those employees whose salary was more than 40,000. So what I'll do is I'll say proc print where salary is more than 40,000. I can put that clause and I'll say run, and let us see how the output looks like. So this is the output that you have got. You can see the data of only those employees whose salary was more than 40,000. Right? So you can use your where clause and all the where operators that you have. So you can use all of this stuff very easily in this. Got it? If suppose you have to write the same code, अब suppose करो आपको data देखना होता है सिर्फ उन employees का जो कि flight बेसिक, मैं आपको थोड़ी सी background understanding दे देता हूँ. यहाँ पे जो data sets है ना, ये आपके जितने भी data sets हैं यहाँ पे, ये data sets एक airport से related है. ठीक है, ये data जो सारा है, it's kind of a small project data, जिसमें data sets सारे के सारे जो आपके, उस पे मैंने आपके साथ कल एक ड्राइव का लिंक भी शेयर किया था, वहां से you can download it up. All these data sets belong to airport. तो आप जितने भी data sets देखोगे कि एयरलाइन है, ऑल गोल्स है कि एयरलाइन का गोल क्या थे, फ्लाइट कितनी देर से डिले हुई, राइट, शिकागो की क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है, तो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन एयरपोर्ट से ही रिलेटेड है. इस पूरे जितने भी डेटा सेट्स आपको यहाँ पे मिलेंगे, राइट, सेल्स की इंफॉर्मेशन, आपके एम्प्लॉइज की इंफॉर्मेशन, आपके कस्टमर्स की इंफॉर्मेशन. सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ द डेटा सेट्स दैट वी विल बी यूजिंग ओवर हियर. ओके, जस्ट टू गिव यू एन आइडिया ऑन दिस. नाउ व्हाट आई वांट टू अचीव इज, मुझे सिर्फ वो डेटा देखना है जो फ्लाइट अटेंडेंट 1 है, राइट. सो we have some job codes, so we have different type of job codes in the data. What I want to achieve is I only want to see the data for the people who were flight attendant 1. Okay, तो अगर आपको कहीं पे भी text data pass करना होता है अपना, so what you will do in that case is you will write the same code like this, proc print this where job code is equals to, in the single quotes you will write FLT81. Okay, now please remember one thing, मैंने आपको बताया था कि SAS is completely case insensitive. Okay, but when you have to compare the value, जहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है ना where job code equals to FLT81 flight attendant 1, right, this is the job code. अब ये अंदर का जो data है ना, this is case sensitive. Okay, this part where you compare this character data, that becomes case sensitive. So if I'll run this now, it will show me the data for only those employees who are flight attendant 1. So I can see that data, right? अब by any chance what has happened is अगर आपने इसको गलत डाल दिया, इसको small कर दिया, if you will now see this output over here, you haven't got any output, right? No observations were selected from the data set. There were 0 observations read from the data set क्योंकि उसको कोई ऐसा डेटा मिला ही नहीं जहाँ पे इस टाइप से डेटा हो. So जहाँ पे आप कंपेयर कर रहे हो, that becomes the case sensitive. Apart from that, everything is case sensitive. Okay. You want to use the multiple commands, so you can use and or as well over here. If you want to write and salary is more than 40,000, so you can use multiple operators as well, and or. So we do not have that data because सबकी salary कम थी क्या उससे? Let us check that out. Maybe let's make it 20,000. So now you can see, right? वो जितने भी FLT 81 है उनकी salary कम है. So I can see that data over here. So that is fulfilling our condition. Always make sure to check the log. It gives you the complete output. कि कितनी observations उसने read करी हैं उस data set में से. कुछ warning या कुछ error अगर आपका आया होगा, so you will be able to figure that out and catch that up right away in that the log window itself. Okay. Anyone, any questions up till here? Okay. So now what we will be doing over here is, let us come back to this. And in the where clause, I would just like to show you a couple of things. Like, the different type of an operators that you have. Just give me a moment. Maybe I can just tell. So there's some special operators that you can use over here that you would have not used in some of the other languages. One is between and. This is one of the operators that you can use, right? Similarly, you have an operator that is in operator, okay? And similarly, there is one operator that is like operator. Okay, ये आपके कुछ तीन टाइप के नए ऑपरेटर्स हैं. तो people who are good with SQL, they might be knowing these operators. जिनको SQL की knowledge कम है, so they might not be aware of these 3 operators. So if I say I want to see the data of those employees where the salary is between 20,000, okay, and 40,000. Okay, if you run this command, this is an operator that will give you the data for those people whose salary is between 20,000 and 40,000, and both are inclusive. Okay, both are inclusive in that 20,000 और 40,000 दोनों उसमें inclusive होते हैं. So if you run this, so you will get the data only for those employees जिनकी salary 20 से 40,000 के बीच में, right? So you can see that entire data. Okay. Now, for example, you want to see the data. I hope my speed is fine. Well, you are not finding it fast or too slow. Okay. So now if you come over here, this program editor, now what if I want to do is, I want to see the data of London and Frankfurt. How will I write the code? All of you. I would like to see, please write the code at your end. You can put it into the chat window. I would like to see the data of Frankfurt and London. All of you, please write that code. okay, like where location equal to London and Frankfurt, right? That means कि आपके उस location के row में दोनों values simultaneously आ रहा, right? So both the values cannot come together in that code in one row. So you will say कि I want to see the data where location is equals to London or location is equals to Frankfurt. Okay, that is how you will be writing the code. So if I come over here, and plus the thing is how you will be writing this code is it will go like this. Okay, I'll write it where location equals to London और आपको वेरिएबल का नाम दोबारा से लिखना पड़ेगा, राइट? और लोकेशन equals to Frankfurt. This is how you will have to write the code. So you cannot write where location equal to London or Frankfurt. That will be a wrong syntax. आपको वेरिएबल का नाम दोबारा से लिखना पड़ेगा. Okay. Let us execute this code and let us see the output. So we can see it. मेरा output generate हो गया यहाँ पे London and Frankfurt. Okay. Now you know अगर मेरे को 5 locations का data देखना होता, so it would have become really tedious task for me. Right? मैं लिखता location equal to London or location equal to Frankfurt or location equal to India or location equal to USA. Right? The code writing would have become a difficult task in that particular case. So in order to solve that, we have an in operator. Okay. In operator is something that comes very handy if you have to give multiple values in the OR condition. Okay, that is where this in operator comes into play. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll copy this code, I'll paste it over here. Okay, now I will say where location in equals to हटा देंगे यहाँ से और in डाल देंगे यहाँ. Okay, where location in London, ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है मेरे को, और comma, oh sorry, not a comma, and this over here and this London. So I'll execute this. Right, so you get the same output, London and Frankfurt, and over here also London and Frankfurt. Now if you will see over here, the code has become more compact if you compare it with the above one. आपको सिर्फ location in, तो ये आपका और की तरह काम कर रहा है. अगर उसको लंदन मिल गया तो ठीक है, नहीं मिला तो सिर्फ फ्रैंकफर्ट का डेटा दे देगा. अगर उसको सिर्फ फ्रैंकफर्ट मिला, फ्रैंकफर्ट नहीं मिला और सिर्फ लंदन में, तो सिर्फ लंदन का डेटा दे देगा. राइट, अगर दोनों मिल गए तो दोनों का भी दे देगा. राइट, so that is how this in operator comes into picture when you have to define multiple values. Getting it, class? Okay, perfect. So now what we'll do over here is the next operator that we will be seeing over here is that will be the like operator. So how many of you have used like operator? In आपका like operator आपका Excel में भी होता है. If you would have used, that is called as wildcard. Right, wild cards की तरह से यूज करते हो आप उसको Excel में भी, and in the SQL also you have the same thing. Okay. See, like operator is used in that scenario where you want to extract the data which is starting from a particular character or ending at a particular character. Right? अब जैसे कि for example मेरे पास एक डेटा सेट था यहाँ पे employees का डेटा, ठीक है. I want to fetch the data of all those employees जिनका नाम say suppose J से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. राइट, मुझे उन सारे एम्प्लॉइज की इंफॉर्मेशन निकालनी है जिनका नाम J से स्टार्ट हो. सो दैट इज वेयर दिस like operator will come into play. So let us see it. How do we use it? I'll copy the same thing. देखो अभी किसी को कोड में कोई ट्रबल हो तो प्लीज stop me there and then I'll repeat that part. Okay, now I will say where last name like, you will have to use like over here. Like in the codes I will write हमारे नाम जितने भी होने चाहिए थे स्टार्ट होने चाहिए थे S से, राइट, सॉरी J से. So I will write the name should be starting with, एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं, J. Right, we have couple of names with J. जैसे एक जॉन है, एक जॉन जी है और एक जोवान H है. So we have a couple of names. That is just so that आपको आउटपुट अच्छे से दिख सके. So I will say J and I will put a percentage sign. Okay, you will have to put a percentage sign over here. Now with percentage sign it understands इसको वो सारे एम्प्लॉइज का डेटा निकालना है जो नाम J से स्टार्ट हो रहा है और उसके आगे कुछ भी हो सकता है, राइट? इट कैन हैव एनीथिंग आफ्टर J. Okay, that is what this percentage symbol stands for. No, this is, I think, the wrong operator that we've used. Where name like this is this J percentage. Is it not this? So this is stop the name. This is 1 minute.
So yeah, you need to type where first name like J, na? Because we are searching for the first name.
फर्स्ट में ढूंढ रहे हैं क्या हम लोग? सॉरी, थैंक्स. So this is first name like this J percentage. Thanks. You know, मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया, मैंने सिंटेक्स गलत लिख रहा हूँ मैं. So this is the first name, right? So you get all the employees starting with the name J over here, right? So we have John C, James, and all, right? You can see all the employees over here, right? So yes, sort of it is exactly same like you have in your the SQL. So it's not a logical error. I will say it is more like a concentration error, right? So I think my concentration was not 100%. That was the error that happened. Okay, so you know these type of errors are called as, actually, you know, there is a section also which talks about the error. So this is called as a human error. Okay, this is not a logical error. In fact, logical error is कि आपने कोई logic ऐसा create किया कि आपका loop infinite loop में चला गया, right? या फिर आपने logically कुछ ऐसा create किया कि आपका number 0 से divide हो रहा है. So that is the difference. That is the error that is happening due to the logic that you have created. Okay, फिर आपका दूसरा होता है जो कि syntax error. ओके, सिंटेक्स एरर में आपने डेटा को लिखना था, बेसिकली डेटा के स्पेलिंग आपने डेटा प्रॉक को आपने लिख दिया प्रॉक, राइट? ये आपका सिंटेक्स एरर हो गया. और जो मैंने किया था दैट इज मोर लाइक अ यू नो द ह्यूमन एरर, कि मैंने कॉलम ही दूसरा पिक कर लिया. अब ये तो मतलब दिस इज लाइक समथिंग दैट सैस भी आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाएगा कि बॉस उसको तो लास्ट नेम मिल रहा है कॉलम, अब उसको डेटा उसमें नहीं मिल रहा है. सो दैट इज लाइक मोर लाइक अ ह्यूमन एरर दैट यू हैव डन. ओके, सो परसेंटेज सिंबल वर्क्स लाइक कि स्टार्टिंग आपका जे से होना चाहिए और उसके बाद कुछ भी हो, राइट? अगर मैं इसको चेंज कर देता हूं कोड को, एक परसेंटेज साइन को मैं इसके आगे भी लगा देता हूं, ठीक है? नाउ इट विल गिव यू दोज नेम्स आल्सो जिसमें जे कहीं ना कहीं बीच में आ रहा है और उससे पहले कुछ भी हो सकता है और उसके बाद में कुछ भी हो सकता है, राइट? परसेंटेज मींस एनी नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स आफ्टर जे और एनी नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स बिफोर जे. दैट इज व्हाट दिस परसेंटेज सिंबल मींस, राइट? सो इफ आई रन दिस कोड, सो इफ यू सी वी डू नॉट रोबोटा, राइट? यू सी रोबोटा जे, आपके आउटपुट में एक नया नाम आ गया यहाँ पे. पहले आपका रोबोटा पहले नहीं आ रहा था, रोबोटा आई मीन साउंड्स वेरी वियर्ड, रॉबर्ट ए जे, राइट? सो नाउ इफ यू विल सी दिस नेम ओवर हियर, सो यू कैन सी दिस वाज नॉट कमिंग प्रीवियसली, एंड दैट इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज हमने कोड अपना चेंज कर दिया है. वी हैव सेड कि अगर जे से पहले भी कुछ है, तो अगर आप इस आउटपुट में देखोगे तो जे से पहले देयर इज अ नेम ओवर हियर और जे के बाद भी देयर इज अ स्मॉल पीरियड. ओके, दैट इज हाउ दिस कोड बेसिकली हेल्प यू. और सपोज करो अगर मैं इस कोड को चेंज करके ऐसे लिख देता हूँ परसेंटेज जे, व्हाट शुड बी द आउटपुट? व्हाट टाइप ऑफ एन आउटपुट शुड आई एक्सपेक्ट? राइट,
we have a J.
अब you will get all those names जिसमें last character should be a J. That is what you understand by this type of a syntax. Okay, so this is how you use your like operator. तो इसको बेसिकली परसेंटेज को हम बोलते हैं वाइल्ड कार्ड्स, राइट? दिस इज वर्किंग लाइक अ वाइल्ड कार्ड. तो आपके पास दो टाइप के वाइल्ड कार्ड होते हैं, एक होता है परसेंटेज और दूसरा होता है अंडरस्कोर. परसेंटेज मींस एनी नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स, अंडरस्कोर मींस वन सिंगल कैरेक्टर. ओके, अगर मैंने लिखा दिस परसेंट जे की जगह पे मैंने लिखा अंडरस्कोर जे, ओके, दैट वुड मीन एक सिंगल कैरेक्टर, द फर्स्ट नेम विच इज एंडिंग विद जे, और जे से पहले एक कैरेक्टर हो सकता है कोई भी. अगर मैंने दो अंडरस्कोर डाल दिए तो यानी दो कैरेक्टर हो सकते हैं जे से पहले, राइट? So third character has to be J और उससे पहले दो कोई भी character हो सकते हैं. So one underscore means one character. Okay, that is what you understand by these, and you will actually have to use like operator, and you will be using such wildcards where you will be using this the like operator in your code. Making sense? Okay. So ये आपके कुछ important parameters थे, and you know these will be very handy in the एक हमारा इसमें procedure होता है basically that is called as your the proc SQL. Okay, उसमें हम लोग क्या करेंगे basically SQL की queries टाइप कर लिखना सीखेंगे. So the people who are not well versed with the SQL queries, उनके लिए भी it will be a good session. They will be able to learn SQL, how to write SQL queries. और जो सेम SQL queries आप अपने SQL सर्वर पे लिखते हो, सारी की सारी सेम SQL queries आप अपनी SAS में भी लिख सकते हो, and it will give you the same output as desired in the SQL. Okay, so that is one proc procedure that you have, and that is, and technically if I tell you जितनी भी आप चीजें भी सीखोगे ना, वो सारी की सारी चीजें आप एक proc SQL में कर सकोगे. और कंपनी में जनरली आप क्या करते हो, proc SQL ही यूज करते हो. बाकी जितनी जितनी चीजें हम अपने 5 सेशन में सीखेंगे, एक सेशन हम करेंगे proc SQL का, you will see all those things will be doable with that one single procedure itself. Okay, so this is how you put this the over here these some where conditions in your data set. Now what I'll be doing over here is we will be learning something regarding the formats. Okay, the output that you generate over here, right, the output that you generate. So many a times what happen is you might would like to give some the formatting to the output. जो आप output generate कर रहे हो, you will like to put some formatting. For example, ये salaries की information आ रही है आपकी, right? अब ये salaries is coming like just like 35,000, 28,000, 37,000, right? This is how this salary is coming right now. If in case you want कि आपकी सैलरी के आगे डॉलर लगा हुआ है, right, you should get the output in a proper format जहाँ पे आपके डॉलर्स भी डिफाइंड हैं और आपका कॉमा भी आ रहा है प्रॉपर, और अगर कुछ डेसिमल्स हैं तो यू वांट टू शोकेस द आउटपुट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ डेसिमल, you can do that. So what you have to do is in your proc print procedure आपको यहाँ पे अपनी एक कमांड यूज करनी पड़ती है, that is called as format. Okay, let me do it, write a separate code for that. Let me do one thing, let me just copy this and I'll come over here. Okay, I'll apply, well, let me remove this where condition for a moment. I'll now apply a small format over here. I'll say format salary. ठीक है, मैं आपको समझाता हूँ format कैसे लगाते हैं. Maybe give me a second. Let me open a quick snapshot of that जहाँ पे मैं आपको दिखा सकूँ basically formats किस किस टाइप पे होते हैं. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment again. Okay, मैं आपको बस फाइल खोल रहा हूँ बस. So I have just opened up this slide that I would like to show you. So this is, basically how you apply the format on any of the data. Can you all see this file right now on my machine? Okay. So see, basically, just for example, there is a format that we will be talking about. First of all, we will understand it, that is dollar. Okay. Now, in dollar is a type of a format. What that will do is कि अगर आपने किसी कॉलम के ऊपर डॉलर का फॉर्मेट लगाया तो क्या करेगा, आपको आउटपुट पे डॉलर का सिंबल देगा, प्लस इट विल पुट कॉमास, और जो आपका नंबर है वो एक इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट के हिसाब से जैसे कॉमा डलते हैं आपके, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली वो आपके आउटपुट को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, राइट? सो लेट मी शो यू. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई पुट ओवर हियर फॉर्मेट सैलरी, अब इसके आगे मैं अपने फॉर्मेट का टाइप डिफाइन कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे जो सैलरी जो आना चाहिए वो आना चाहिए इन द $9.2 फॉर्मेट. नाउ लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू व्हाट 9.2 मींस. ओके, 9.2 का मतलब ये है, देखो डॉलर का मतलब तो ये है कि जो आपका जो सैलरी का जो जितने भी नंबर्स होंगे उसके आगे एक डॉलर लगा हुआ आएगा, और 9.2 का मतलब ये हो जाता है यू हैव रिस्ट्रिक्टेड कि अब वो उस, क्योंकि अब वो आपकी सैलरी का जो नंबर होगा, राइट, जो सैलरी का जो नंबर होगा बेसिकली दैट इज दिस, उसके अंदर वो मैक्सिमम 9 कैरेक्टर्स शो करेगा, मैक्सिमम 9 ये डिजिट्स आपके आएंगे. दैट विल इंक्लूड कॉमा एंड द डॉलर साइन एज वेल. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैंने लिखा, जैसे कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ समथिंग लाइक दिस, $5.6, तो इसमें कितने कैरेक्टर हैं अभी? 1 2 3 4, राइट? आई हैव 4 कैरेक्टर्स इन दिस. जब मैंने अपना लिखा है फॉर्मेट 9.2, इसका मतलब ये है कि ये जो नंबर है इसके अंदर मैक्सिमम 9 अल्फाबेट्स, पूरे 9 ये कैरेक्टर्स आ सकते हैं, और .2 का मतलब है उसको मैं सेकंड डेसिमल प्लेस तक रिप्रेजेंट कर सकता हूँ, उस नंबर को मैं सेकंड डेसिमल प्लेस तक दिखा सकता हूँ. अगर मैं इसको लिखता हूँ 9.1, ठीक है, 9.1 का मतलब होगा कि मैक्सिमम कैरेक्टर उसके अंदर 9 आएंगे, और उसके अंदर उस आउटपुट को मैं दिखाऊंगा सिर्फ सिंगल डेसिमल प्लेस तक. Getting it? What I am trying to tell over here? 9 is telling the total number that you will have, total length and 2 digits. Yes, Saurabh. So 1 का मतलब 1 digit after decimal, 2 का मतलब 2 digits after decimal. Okay. So let us see that thing. Let us see that thing in the practical scenario. अब देखो मैंने क्या फॉर्मेट असाइन किया, $9.2, and let us see the output. Do you see the output now? अब आपका जो आउटपुट आ रहा है बेसिकली इट इज कमिंग एज $41,000.00, $36,000.00. Okay, so now let me see who can identify the error in this. एक छोटा सा एरर है इस आउटपुट में. There is an error, small quick error in this output that you see. नो कॉमर्स, राइट? आपके कॉमर्स नहीं आ रहे हैं इसमें. अब कॉमर्स क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? कैन एनीवन आइडेंटिफाई दैट? बिकॉज इफ विल ट्राई टू सी, अगर आप इसको काउंट करोगे यहाँ पे, ये इसकी लिमिट को एग्जॉस्ट कर रहा है, ठीक है? अगर आप $41,000.00 को काउंट करोगे, कितने कैरेक्टर आ रहे हैं? 1 2 3, तो डेसिमल भी काउंट होता है उसमें, राइट? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, क्योंकि जो मैंने साइज की लिमिट यहाँ पे डिफाइन करी है उसकी बेसिस पे बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पे 9 की जो लिमिट है वो पूरी एग्जॉस्ट हो जा रही है. तो अगर आपकी लिमिट आपकी कम पड़ती है तो सैस क्या करता है, पहले आपके कॉमास को हटाता है, फिर वो आपके डॉलर साइन को भी हटा देगा, फिर वो आपके डेसिमल पोर्शन को हटा देगा, और आपकी लिमिट अगर बहुत ही ज्यादा छोटी है तो वो आपके नंबर को, इट विल शो द नंबर इन द एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्मेट एज वेल. Okay, it will show you the number in the exponential format. So the problem that has happened with me is that size, the length that I have defined, that was too small. So let us increase this length. Let me make the length as 12. Okay, and let us now execute this same code. So if you will see the output, now you can see 41,000, right? Proper commas are also coming everywhere. Can you all see it? So that is where that limitation was. We had to just increase the size of this. So this is the one type of a format that you can apply, right? Similarly, there is another type of a format that is called as comma. Comma format, what that will do is, that will, sorry, just control C. If you will use the comma format over here, what this will do is, this will not put a dollar sign. वो सिर्फ आपके डेटा के आउटपुट में एक कॉमा लेकर आएगा, nothing more than that. It will just put that comma signs in the format of international assignment of the data. So if you will put now, so you are just getting the numbers with the commas but no dollar sign. अगर मैं इसको कर देता हूँ 12 डॉट, देखो अब इसके आगे मैंने इसको कर दिया 12 डॉट, तो 12 डॉट का मतलब है कि नो डेसिमल प्लेस, अब उसमें कोई डेसिमल नहीं आएगा आउटपुट में. You can see decimals are removed. Okay, that is what how you handle the formats in your data. अभी मैंने आपको सिर्फ एक दो formats बताए हैं. I'll tell you more formats. कैसे आप formats को use कर सकते हो in your terms of the output. And you can see जितने भी हम output अपने execute कर रहे हैं, you can see all the operands are visible over here. सारी history maintain होती हुई चल रही है जितने भी मैंने अभी तक output अपने execute किए. So Samir, if the number size is more, then that it is not a problem. So that is in fact is a good idea as well. तो वो आपके उसको maintain करके रखेगा कि फ्यूचर में अगर कोई नंबर बड़ा भी आता है तो आपको वो आपकी ट्रंकेशन वाली प्रॉब्लम ना हो, right? So that is what will happen in that case. So अगर वो आपका नंबर लेस होगा, see I'll show you that example. Suppose करो आपने साइज डिफाइन कर दिया 5.2, 5 डॉट, ठीक है. अब आप देखो साइज को मैं एक एक करके छोटा करूंगा, आप देखना आपके आउटपुट पे क्या इंपैक्ट आता है उसका. See it now. I have run the code. कॉमा हट गया, डेसिमल तो था ही नहीं. अब 41,000 में 5 कैरेक्टर आते हैं तो 5 ही आ रहे हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आ रही. I'll make it 4. I'll make it 4. Let us see how the output will come. It will go into the exponential format. If you see now, अभी सीधा exponential format में चला गया 4 1 e to the power 3. Right? So the output will start going into that exponential format. अभी तो फिर भी 4 8 दिखा रहा है. अगर मैं इसको 3 कर दूंगा तो ये वो भी नहीं दिखाएगा. You will have to see in a much complex exponential format. 5 e raised to the power 4. Right? That is how the output will become. It will keep on compressing those numbers. वो exponential format में लेके जाता रहेगा आपके output. Getting it? So somewhere you are losing the accuracy of the data if that length is smaller. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think we can all take a quick short break over here, right? Let's catch up after a quick break. Let's take a short 10 minutes break here. अभी क्या time हो रहा है? We have 6:33. So let's catch up around 6:45. Okay. Hello. Hi. Also, shall we start? We all back from the break? Okay. So Samir, you have a question. Is there a command to check? So there is no such command to check the exponential form. So the only way is आप अपनी size को बढ़ाओ और you can see the number, right? आप अपने उस code को बढ़ा सकते हो. Thank you, Saurabh sir, for this welcome. Okay. So have you guys all seen each other? मतलब आप लोगों ने कोई video call करी है? मतलब do you all know each other by faces or just by the name? Yogesh, Lakshay, Samir, do you all just know each other by name only, or is it like you ever had a video call as well कि जहाँ पे आप लोगों ने सबने interact किया हो आपस में? I mean, I understand, you know, I mean, in context of as robots, like जैसे कि होता है ना कि जैसे मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ आपको, so it is like just a voice is coming. You are not able to make that personal touch or a personal connection. Okay, you guys had a batch before the session before the lockdown as well. Okay. So we'll try to have last session as a complete video session. सब लोग अपने webcams अपने तैयार होके बैठना अच्छे से, ठीक है? अपने अच्छे से कटिंग वटिंग करा लेना. फिर हम लोग लास्ट में एक सेशन अपना क्या कहते हैं, we'll do a video session, so we'll interact over there. Okay, so let's get started over here now. So I hope you all can see my screen now. So I was talking about the formats that we have, right? So I've just shown you a couple of examples where we used the data type. One was the comma, and what was comma was doing, वो आपके data में सिर्फ comma डाल रहा था, right? Dollar is a type of a data type. What that does is that gives that dollar sign as well. So similarly, you have some other type of data types as well. Like if I come and open that file, so you have a data type that is if you have to limit something on a character data, right? For example, like this, you have the first name. What you want is that in this first name, say suppose you had a report, और आपको उस report के अंदर सिर्फ first name के starting के 5 character ही report में showcase करने हैं, right? You want to limit that output to the first 5 characters of the first name. So you can apply a format on that as well. So you will say format. You want to apply a format on first name. Okay. Now, since you all are applying a format on a character column, right? Since you're applying a format on a character column, so what you will be doing over here is you will actually have to put a dollar sign. So from the dollar sign, what happens is SAS understands that we are applying a character format. Okay, dollar is a symbol for that in order to understand that you are using the character column, right? So if I say $5. So what it will do is it will limit the first name up to the first 5 characters only. So let us see how this output looks. Is comma को मैं बढ़ा देता हूँ. Let's keep the comma up till 12 dot. Okay, and you can see this is how this output will look like. Let us see how the output looks like now. Let us run it and let us see the output. You can see first name, everywhere in the first name you are only getting the first 5 characters. और जिस नाम में 5 से कम character थे, you are only getting 4 over there, right? So you can limit the characters as well. Okay, now you have a column of hire date. Now there are a lot of formats that are available where you can also customize the date the way you would like to showcase the date that you have. Okay, you have a lot of formats to showcase your date. So let me show you. If I'll just quickly show you a couple of formats for the dates. Okay, so these are the different formats that you have for applying the dates. So let us see them one by one. I'll show you them. Okay, so the first formats, you will have to kind of keep it into your mind. You will have to memorize these formats. So I have a column of hire date. Okay. So on the hire date, what I will do is, let us apply a format. So if I say MMDDYY, that would mean, and I will put 6 dot. तो पहले दो आपके जो characters होंगे, they will be month, then the next two will be date, day, the last two will be years, right? Very straightforward to understand. MMDDYY 6. अब 6 इसलिए लिखा है क्योंकि आप इसमें 6 characters show कर रहे हो, right? So that is why I had to write 6 dot over here. Let us see how the output looks like. Let us execute this code. Let us see the output. देख रहे हो आपका पहले दो मंथ हैं, फिर ये आपका डे है, और ये 85 इज द ईयर. तो अगर आप एक्चुअली में डेट देखोगे तो वो डेट थी क्या आपकी? डेट वाज 12th May 1985, राइट? एंड इट हैज गिवन यू 05, 12 and 85. तो यानी आपकी डेट का फॉर्मेट आपका यहाँ पे आउटपुट में चेंज हो गया. सो यू कैन अप्लाई अ लॉट ऑफ फॉर्मेट्स फॉर द डेट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई कम ओवर हेयर, अब मैं इसी को 8 डॉट कर देता हूँ. आई विल मेक इट 8 डॉट. Okay, if you will do it this way and if you will execute it, if you will see now the output, आपके date के बीच में slashes आते हैं, right? You can see that slashes coming up over here, that forward slash. This is how it will change that up. Okay, so this format has changed. So this is MMDDYY. If I change it and I make it MMDDYY और इसको 4 बार y कर देता हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, right? I have made it, make it as 4 times y. Let us see how the output now looks like. So this is an incorrect format, I guess, that we have used. Log. So this format is not recognized, so it was not loaded. Okay, so this format is not recognized. So you will have to keep it yy dot only, and you will just make it 10. आप इसको 10 dot कर दोगे, right? If you will do it 10 dot and you will execute it, so you can see now that complete year is coming. We just have increased the 2 space limits of this. So now the year is coming as a full format, not as a part of this code. So Vishay, you know, this 8 is in the last because to specify how many characters you will have in that date. Okay, if you would have seen, अगर मैंने इसको लिखा MMDDY6 dot, okay, तो ये आपको 6 character की format में output दिखा रहा था. The output was coming like this. You see, this output was coming like this. इसके size को मैंने बढ़ा दिया तो उसमें slashes आ गए. उसके size को और बढ़ा दिया तो उसका जो year था वो पूरा आने लग गया. So this is how, you know, the formats actually work in the SAS. So you can define and control how do you want to showcase that output. Yes, so it will be included in that counting over here. Okay, this will be included into the counting over here. So you have a lot of different type of formats, right? This was the month, day, and year. Like if you see over here, you have a format that is date 7 dot. If you use this format, what this will do is this will show you the date in this format, 16th October 01. If you make it date 9 dot, तो देखो आपका year जो था वो 2001 बन गया, पूरा year आ रहा है आपके output में. Okay, so there are variety of outputs that you can use. So these are some, and likewise, let us apply that format. So there are 2 more formats that I would like to show you. If I use a format that is work date dot, ये भी आपका एक type का format है. So if you use this format, what will now happen is your date will come as a complete structure. It is not work date, it is word date, right? So this is okay. If you will now see the output, आपकी data पूरी आ रही है, right? Word date means this is showing you the complete date over here, November 22, 1991. So these are the different formats that I'm applying on this data set. So these are all date formats. Okay. Similarly, if you will see, there is another type of a format that you will find, which is very interesting to see, that is week date. Now, if you will use week date, it will also give you the day also, right? Word date में आपके पास क्या आया? पूरी date आ गई. But अगर आप use करते हो week date, it will give you the day also. So these are the different formats. So I'll use week date dot. Okay, and let us run this, and you will notice the output has changed over here. So now you can all see the dates also, the day also. This was the day on that particular date, right? So if you see, a lot of formats have been applied. We have limited the names. We are showing only the first 5 characters. Over here, we are showing it with the help of the commas, and date we have kind of modified into the with the day numbers as well, right? Yeah. So anyone, any questions up till here? Anything, any doubts? All the people, you know. So Manav, there are certain people I don't see much response from. Vandana, Surya. I hope you all are grabbing it up. Jatin. Okay. Yes, Saurabh, you want to, I mean, I'm not able to get your point. So, Sameer, what are you saying? Why is real time and CPU time shown? I mean, where are you referring it to? I mean, sorry, in what context are you saying that? I mean, this is okay. Okay, this over here in the log window you're asking. So this is basically the system CPU time is in terms of processing, and the real time basically complete the output that comes into your screen. That is how, because you know my output that I'm showing over here is into the HTML format. So it converts that output into the HTML format over here, right? So generally, you know what happens is you can control the output. So there is normal output window also where you can see the output. But in the normal output window, what happens is that it doesn't look that attractive in the form of an output. So I have changed certain settings so it comes in the HTML format. So that is that overall time that it is showing. So you know the time is always considered as a decimal part. Okay, if you have something like date time, okay, so time is considered as a decimal part in that number. Like for example, if I write 1.1, okay, so 1 over here means this is, I'm talking about the date, that is the 2nd Jan 1960. Dot 1 will refer to as a part of, as a section of 24 hours in a day. It takes that as a part of it, right? From 0 to 24 hours, from 0 to 1, that decimal part is taken as a time component in that number. Getting it? Yeah, you have a date time format as well. Let me just show you that. If you come over here, so we have that date time. If you do it, this is what date. So let me just show that up itself over here. Program editor. You see, so you're getting the time as well, the timestamps in this data output over here, right? So that is how you can use the date time format. You can use a simple time also. You can try to explore what are the different time formats you have. Okay, so similarly you have the time formats also. Okay. Okay. So now these are the different formats that I wanted to discuss. Now I will be just discussing upon the last topic. and that is quite straightforward as well. Okay, one last format. If you have to sort the data in the SAS, okay, if you have to sort the data in the SAS, so sorting the data is a little bit of a tricky part. Okay, you do not have the direct command like sort where it will sort the data. To sort the data as well, you have to write a procedure. To sort the data in SAS, you have to write a procedure. There is a procedure for that, and that procedure is called as proc sort. That procedure is called as proc sort. So this is what I'll be keeping as a last stuff. Okay, let me open up that data set. That is the crew. Since we are using this data set for a long time now. Now, what if I want to sort this data on the basis of salary? Okay, what if I want to do is I want to sort this data in this salary. Now there are two things. One thing is that just this data set that I have, and I want to see the output in the form where the data is sorted in the form of salary, right? But there is no direct way of showing the output which comes in a sorted way on the basis of a certain variable, right? You cannot straight away use this sorting command in the proc print. तो अगर आपको डेटा सॉर्टेड वे में चाहिए तो उसके लिए पहले आपको अपने डेटा सेट के अंदर जाके उस डेटा सेट को सॉर्ट करना पड़ेगा on that variable, and then you will have to run the proc print procedure. Okay, so technically what I mean is, what I will do is, first of all I will write a proc sort data equals to, मैंने लिखा यहाँ पे data equals to dsp 55 dot crew. Okay, and I will say by, I will define कि मुझे किस वेरिएबल पे अपने डेटा को सॉर्ट करना है. I want to sort my data on the basis of salary. So by default आपकी sorting जो होती है वो ascending होती है. Okay, by default sorting is ascending. तो अब यहाँ पर क्या होगा अगर मैंने अपना proc sort procedure run किया, so what will happen is जो आपका data set है background में, right, this data set, now this is one of the procedures. जितने भी प्रोसीजर होते हैं आपके SAS में, जितने भी प्रोसीजर्स होते हैं, all the procedures they actually give you some output, but there are just 4 or 5 procedures जो आपको output नहीं देते हैं. Okay, and proc sort is one of them. proc sort एक प्रोसीजर है, ये आपको output नहीं देगा. देखो जो आपने proc print यूज किया था, that gave you an output, right? proc content यूज किया था, उसने भी आपको एक output दिया. लेकिन proc sort जो है, it will not give you an output. What it will do is, जो आपका underlying data set है, इसी के ऊपर जाएगा और इसको salary को ascending order में sort कर देगा. That is how this proc sort will work. Getting it? What I'm trying to tell? तो आपके डेटा को background में जाके sort कर देगा in the ascending order of the salary. Right, Saurabh. So your step will work in 2 process. पहले आपको sorting करनी पड़ेगी और उसके बाद आपको proc print करना पड़ेगा. Okay, now do you think, so I would like to hear from you guys, do you think is it a good idea कि हम अपने जो original data set है उसकी sorting को disturb कर दें या फिर उसको change कर दें? Is it a good idea? No, right? So Samir says no. Yes, so you should make a copy of that data set, right? It is always a good practice कि आपको अपने original data set की कभी भी structure को आगे पीछे नहीं करना चाहिए, as a good practice, right? Columns की rearrangement या फिर sorting of the data, because it can happen that there would be a purpose that the way that data set was created for you at the first hand itself, right? So you should never temper the originality of that data set, क्योंकि अगर आपको कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया by any chance, चाहे sorting करते हुए चाहे movement करते हुए, you will still have that original data set with you. Okay, so what I will be doing is, अगर मैंने इसी प्रोसीजर को रन कर दिया तो ये और इसी डेटा सेट के ऊपर जो मेरा जो क्रू का डेटा सेट है उसी को सॉर्ट कर देगा. In order to avoid that, so that I should make a copy of it, what I will do is I will write a command over here, output equals to, ठीक है, I will say output equals to, अब नए डेटा सेट का मैं नाम दे दूंगा. I will give the name, new data set the name as crew copy. Okay, so अब क्या वो क्या करेगा, जब सॉर्टिंग होगी तो सॉर्टिंग ओरिजिनल डेटा सेट पर नहीं होगी, वो इस डेटा सेट को यूज करेगा, डेटा को सॉर्ट करेगा और इस वाले डेटा सेट में उसको सेव कर देगा. Getting it? So I just have to write output equals to this. So it will make a copy of that data set. Getting it, class? Now if I ask you कि ये जो data set है कहाँ पे बनेगा? Where will this data set be created? No. So it will not be created in the DSP55. Remember कल हमने एक वो पढ़ी थी क्या कहते हैं? We studied one of the libraries work, right? Work library, right? जब आप किसी when you don't define any library in front of that data set, that thing refers to the work in that case. So let us run this and let us submit this program. And you can see now, let us read this observation. 48 observations were read from this data set. The data set work.crew copy has these many observations and 8 variables. यानी जो आपका नया data set बना है वो आपका crew underscore copy में work library में बना है. So let us hit back. So I'll just tell you a way as well. I am right now into the contents of DSP55 library. Okay. So just click over here. Either you can press backspace to go back so that you can see the list of all the libraries, or you can press on this icon up one level. If you will click on this, it will bring you to that page where you can see all the libraries. Okay. So if I'll go into the work, I'll be able to see this crew copy data set created over there. Let me open it up and let us see, is my data sorted? Yes, we can see the data is sorted in the ascending order. Correct. So this is how the sorting of the data happens. And if you want to sort the data in the descending order, right? So what change you will have to do in that case is you will have to write descending incomplete and before the variable name. आपको descending लिखना पड़ेगा, descending salary before that variable name. So it will sort the data in the descending order. And now what I do is if I rerun this code, right? I mean, सिर्फ sorting को change किया, ascending की जगह descending हो गया. What this will do is it will overwrite the existing data set. अगर already उस नाम से कोई data set रखा हुआ है, तो ये उसको overwrite कर देगा. Okay. So if I run this code, again, it has been done. Let us open it up. So now you can see the salaries are coming in the descending order. तो उसने आपके previous already existing data set को descending order में sort कर दिया. Okay, so now it's simple. Now what I can do is I can write my proc print. I will say proc print data is equals to proc print data equals to work library का नाम लिखने के लिए आपको work लिखना जरूरी नहीं है. You can straight away write crew underscore copy. Okay, and you can run that command. So by default, it assumes if you have not given any library name, it will assume that data set is in the work library. Let us run this. In the descending order. So sorting आपको, you will have to do it in the 2 steps. First of all, you will have to define that column name, and then you will have to run your proc print procedure on that. Okay. If you want to sort the data on 2 levels, 3 levels, you can just define the column names over here. Salary के basis पे आपको sorted चाहिए data, plus आपको location के basis पे चाहिए sorted data. So you can define your levels over here, and those levels will be considered while sorting of that data according to that variables you would have defined. Okay, class. So now, I will open up the session for you guys. If you have any doubts, you would like to ask something, any queries, any questions. So yesterday, if you remember, I told you there is a link that I shared with all of you, right? Google Drive link. तो अगर आप उस पर जाओगे तो उस पर कि the file that I had opened up, this is prog1. There is a book by the name prog1 that is placed in that folder itself. So I will strongly advise, please download that book. And there are a lot of practice assignments in that file, right? So for all the concepts that we have done, try to do all these exercise assignments by yourself. डेटा सेट्स भी वहीं पर रखे हुए हैं, prog1 के नाम से एक जिप फोल्डर है, उसको डाउनलोड करके आपके जो जितने भी डेटा सेट्स मैंने यहाँ पर यूज किए हैं, बेसिकली दिस डेटा सेट्स, ये सेम फोल्डर मैंने वहां पर जिप फॉर्मेट में डाला हुआ है, prog1, राइट? यू विल फाइंड ऑल दीज डेटा सेट्स ओवर देयर ऑन दैट गूगल ड्राइव एज वेल. So please download them, install your SAS. अगर आपको वीक के बीच में भी कुछ प्रॉब्लम आती है, right, that if you feel that आपको इंस्टॉलेशन करने में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, so please reach out to Damini ma'am and connect with me so that I can help you out. आपको एक हफ्ता वेट ना करना पड़े कि यार आप पूरा वीक आपने निकाल दिया, and next week again what will happen is till the time you will not have your SAS installed, तो आप उसको practically learning, you will not be able to learn it practically. Okay. Okay, so Madhavan, so Manav, first of all, I'll ask, I'll just take your question over here. So question is, what's the difference between SAS and SQL, right? SQL is just a data manipulation language, okay, structured query language. उसमें सिर्फ आप data manipulation कर सकते हो. You can create your data, you can transform your data. That is what it is. But in the SAS, you can do predictive modeling, ETL tasks, reporting. अपने charts बना सकते हो. आप SQL में charts नहीं बना सकते हो, right? You cannot create by writing the SQL command, you cannot create the chart. So SAS is a big universe and SQL is just a part of it. Okay. And Madhavan, and then you are saying that if we are using almost SQL similar commands, then why not copy MySQL and bypass SAS? See, first of all, SAS is not a database. Okay. And MySQL is a database. There are two differences between the two things. There is a difference between these two things that I've mentioned, right? MySQL आपका database है. Database क्या होता है? जिसको आप use करते हो अपने data को store करने के लिए. और SAS को आप database की तरह use नहीं करते हो. आपको जिस data के ऊपर कुछ analysis करना है, you connect your SAS with that database. उस data को आप अपने SAS के environment में लेकर आते हो. You convert that into a SAS dataset, and then you start creating your reports or you start doing your predictive analytics on that, right? So that is why it is nowhere an option of a replacement, right? So you are, we are comparing like the apples to the oranges, okay? When we compare, why do not we use MySQL instead of a SAS? Okay. So it is just that SAS has given us a functionality where you can write your SQL queries. Or not, do you know that you can write your SQL queries in your R as well? Have you tried that? Have you written? There is a package where you can write all your SQL queries in your SAS as well, right? Oh, sorry, R as well. So that doesn't mean we can replace it. It is just if you would have known that, dplyr package. What is a dplyr package? Dplyr package is nothing. It is a package that is derived out right away from the SQL queries. जो आप उसमें select command लिखते हो अपनी, order command लिखते हो अपनी, right? आप उसके अंदर distinct command लिखते हो अपनी, क्या है वो? They are all picked up right away from that SQL queries only. dplyr package is nothing. It's a extraction of SQL commands. Okay, the dplyr package that you have used. So same is the concept with the proc SQL in the SAS as well. I hope I am able to answer your questions. So did I miss anything over here in the questions? So link has been shared. Okay. And plus, and another, the difference also that I would like to just tell you is there will be a lot of tasks where you will be able to use SQL queries or the SAS step, right? You will have that option of using both of them. But you will find that if you will use, the SAS steps, they are much faster as compared to the result that will be given by, say, suppose you have to merge two data sets, right? अगर आपको दो data sets को join करना है, तो आप उसको SAS के कमांड से भी कर सकते हो और आप उसको SQL से भी कर सकते हो. But SQL will take much more time as compared what the time will be taken by the SAS commands to generate the same output. So somewhere you have that, you know, the performance thing also that is associated with the SAS. But the reason the people use more of a proc SQL is क्योंकि SQL commands are much more easier to write. मतलब उसको आप फटाफट से लिख सकते हो, आप उसको अपने हिसाब से मॉडिफाई कर सकते हो. इट कैन हैपन कि जिस कमांड को लिखने के लिए आपको SAS के अंदर शायद आपको 15 स्टेप्स लिखने पड़े, वो आपका SQL में 3 स्टेप्स में ही हो जाएगा, राइट? So that is how that these two things are different. Yeah, I'll show you. We will be doing a proc plot, right, with the help of which you can create the visualizations as well. I'll show you how to create the charts and graphs in the SAS. Okay, but those charts will not be interactive. Well, I mean, we will be having a training of Tableau as well later on, over where we will be exploring the dashboards visualization in a much more deeper way. Okay, guys. So I hope session you all were able to catch up with the session today. I mean, you were able to relate to the things and connect to the dots. I mean, all the concepts. So next in the next week, I assume like at least more than 60% of you have at least the SAS software installed on your machines. Okay, if you would like to reach out to me, so I can give you the number over here so that you do not have to trouble out somewhere. Okay, if अगर आपको कुछ trouble आता है, you can share the snapshot with me कि क्या trouble आ रहा है on the WhatsApp. I'll definitely help you out. Okay, everyone. So till that time, so see you next week. Please practice on the things and come up with your questions. And the book that I've told that is already there on the drive. Prog1 को download करना और starting से उसके अंदर से questions को attempt करना start कर देना. Okay. So see you all next week then. Okay, thank you, Saurabh. Thanks, Jatin. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so good night.